cinematic universe.
Oh, was it? Are we gonna get one of those?
I think it is.
Yeah, they might mask
The
meet the Micronauts. In fact, it might even happen. Everybody's childhood things come back.
I'm gonna use chat for putting in important YouTube links.
All right, and we're
does
live.
Have a fantastic theme song
on YouTube.
Yeah, the theme song is the best part.
People can enjoy that if they want to, and for some degrees of enjoy.
Yeah, there were large chunks of my childhood where TV was extremely constrained. I think that may have fallen into it. But trust me, I made up for it in the times when TV was not constrained.
Oh, I don't need to run a whole bunch of apps. This is the best part.
Yeah, you're just here to play, Dan.
Yeah, and I'm just going to do QuickTime capture of the map. That's
Jason, I spent
a
long time today recreating my scenes from Streamlabs in straight up OBS to see if I could. And there are some things that work better there, and there are some things that work worse.
Oh, boy.
I've learned. I know. It's not really a conclusive sort of situation, but I keep worrying that it seems like it might be slightly more stable than Streamlabs, which has a tendency to crash every once in a while, but it is also, open source software, so it does all the things open source software does.
Oh, Lean's here. Hello.
Hello. I'm recording, just so I don't forget.
So are we just, and we're just missing Steve, and Steve said we could go on without Steve. I don't know if we want to do that or not. I mean,
what does that mean?
It's also such a...
He said we could just drop in his intro later, which is true. However, that's not how it works on video.
Oh, that's right.
Steve, you've been here all along.
Yeah, and also I think because I feel like we're going to get an info dump pretty soon.
Yeah, it does feel that way. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I'll tell you what's going on, Scott.
Regdar's ready to talk about his feelings.
Yeah.
I'm ready to talk about my feelings about Regdar.
Oh, sorry.
Let's see if I can
apologize for everything.
Always talking about its pottery.
I'm so used to chasing after Carlos to try to keep him out of trouble that
that's right.
Didn't account for Regdar.
Regdar
another
cat through.
Cat census here.
I will.
Aww.
There's a cat.
This should have no bearing in game, and your character should be mad at Regdar forever. But for out of game, in a kind of karmic balance, I did run an encounter recently where Dan's lovely wife used that same spell in an incredibly complicated scenario.
Tony and I both sitting there going, "No, don't do it."
It worked out.
Bad idea.
It worked out a lot better for her.
It worked out way better.
Yeah. She did order off menu as far as the demon goes.
There were some diciness there with the part with the where I think it turns out it had advantage to save against the effect that was keeping it under her control, which was terrifying.
Like the idea of I don't want this Americanized, homogenized stuff that's on this menu. I want the real native stuff. I want the original.
Well, it was like she went into the
demon
from some supplement and not just from the from the Monsters Manual.
Non-canonical.
It also did not summon another demon, which was really an upside as far as I was concerned.
What's the point if your demon's not going to summon another demon?
Yeah. Also, she summoned it underwater, which I think is probably a good way to summon a demon. It
was a frog
fortress
demon
underwater where it's dependent on you for oxygen.
We are, as the Zoom says, we are live on YouTube. Just in case you didn't know. Because we're entertaining. Monday night.
Yay. Monday night. No, Monday night is strictly business.
Dun 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 dun.
Tuesday night is dumb hijinks. Monday night is serious business. Is our brand.
Serious SRS. My mom's already in bed, so she's sorry, but she says to have fun.
Oh well.
She's like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. That's okay, Mom. It's cool.
See you next time, Renee.
You're allowed to
Come
sleep.
on, Renee.
Yeah, tomorrow. Just don't forget tomorrow.
Good one, tomorrow.
Well, the last thing I guess was that we had in this was that the guy said, "You must come to the land of rushing waters, of sky blue waters," or whatever it was, the plunging waters of Plunging. That was it. Yes,
Plunging
Hams. Thank you for the
torrents.
reference to old
Torrent.
beer commercials.
I gotcha.
I knew Erica would get it. I knew because it's a Wisconsin.
It's all beer.
Yeah, Wisconsin nights learn all the things about beer. So
We
the
do.
plunging waters, because it may be a toilet that overflowed. We're unclear.
Torrents.
Plunging torrents. That's right, because
Torrents,
it's not the plunging lime wires or the plunging Napsters.
No.
And that was, and we're also like, most of us are horribly injured. Is that also true?
We healed.
We did heal.
We did
okay.
some healing. Steve had his aura going. I just listened.
Some of
so.
us stayed invisible and didn't get hurt.
Look, la
I think-
di da.
And I think Carlos got hit like one time. So, yeah.
Regdar had a day.
Oh man, did he? Did he ever? So, gee, I mean, it's almost when Steve said he would be here. If he's about 10 minutes late, if that wasn't a lie, and about is wrong.
It's like a California 10 minutes though, which is like 15
Hey.
minutes.
I actually California 10 minutes is 5 minutes in San Francisco and 15 minutes in San Diego.
I don't get
The
that.
further south you go,
Oh. So what is that
There's
in
latency.
like talk to a northern Italian about southern Italy,
No.
and they'll be
No, I
like,
won't.
those guys are so lazy. It's warm down there. It's like that.
I don't think people understand that like when it's warm, like it's like harder to do work. And so you do just spend more time like being tired.
Yeah.
Like,
Also,
I think
when it's
like
cold.
across the world. Yeah. I mean,
just-
you know.
Just generally.
I don't
That's
think
why-
people are lazier the warmer it is. I think they're just hotter, a lot hotter. So anyway,
I can copy it.
that's Tony's climate thoughts
Thanks, Tony.
here. Climate corner as we stall for waiting for Steve Lutz.
I'm just trying to figure out if my psi points are correct on the piece of paper.
You were
or-
saving 5.
I definitely
Ooh.
okay. So I think that the 6 is correct. That is on the screen in the little green bubble. So
Resize my screen here so I
about
can.
right.
Well, I just realized that I completely forgot to prepare something, but that's
Oh well, Steve's not here yet, so
Oh, well,
perfect
that's what I'm doing.
timing.
The service
be
he
fine.
provides.
Hmm. How am I gonna do
And I'm
this?
going to try to use the D&D Beyond encounter builder and combat tracker. It's very exciting.
Oh,
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow.
Advanced technology.
Catching up
Fancy.
to 2014 there.
Oh.
Burn.
I don't. Yes, I guess. I've been busy.
Whatever.
It's true.
I mean,
Hardly an excuse.
what did you do? Bring 2 lives into the world?
No.
And you haven't put them to work yet?
I didn't really have all that much to do with that.
I mean, you didn't stop it. So,
Yeah, I mean you've kept them alive since
yeah,
then,
through
at least partially.
through inaction at least.
You've allowed them not
That's
to come to
true.
harm.
Yeah,
You're
the
following
two-
those
I
important
haven't-
3 laws.
3 laws of fatherhood. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. First, yes, do not kill or allow someone else to kill a child or a robot.
Wow, dark on
To
Monday nights.
follow all the rules of the commands that children or robots give to you.
Oh boy.
Like
That
I'm having
sounds about right.
Slack conversations with several people who are on this video call. I just realized, why am I typing at Erica? She's
Several
right here.
people are
you could
typing
just-
when they could be talking.
Whoa.
You could just speak to me, but fine.
Hey,
I
are we
know,
talking
I
about the
for-
saint? Is that what we're talking
We're talking
about
about
now?
the saint. I have fond.
Dan
memories
likes
of
the
this.
saint. Dan was the guy
Like-
who wore a saint pin for how long, Dan? Like 10 years?
I
The
did
Val
have- it
Kilmer
was not
one?
a saint pin
Dan
from the Val Kilmer movie.
Kilmus is coming up, so you never know
I'm
what might
excited
happen.
for this possibility. I haven't watched it in maybe 15, 20 years. It probably hasn't gotten any worse, right?
I mean,
He's
it'll never.
the saint. I will do a podcast about
It's
the
no
saint.
Batman and Robin.
All right, I'm on board for this one. I had a pin that was a saint from when I lived in Scotland. It was Saint Andrew, and I had it on my overcoat, but it fell off somewhere in New York City, and I never saw it again. So Very sad.
Listeners in New York
I
City.
mean, honestly,
we found,
Keep your eyes out for that thing.
Dan, it'd be a more haunting story if you did find it later. So look at it that way.
That would be.
It
It
came
shows
back
up
to
on
you.
my
That would be-
doorstep in an
Maybe he
envelope.
still will.
Yeah.
oh yes.
I
Val
once
Kilmer.
lost my my TARDIS key necklace like in the dorms in college, and like a week later, somebody came to my door and handed it to me, and it was somebody I didn't know. It was very weird.
Wow.
Had a
That's pretty
brand.
Yeah,
Was
it,
it,
well, it
was
just
it
like,
some? Was it a guy in a long flowing coat with some weird netwear?
ooh.
Is that Dan? Are you describing Dan?
Yes, but I was from the future, Tony.
Mm.
Now I've heard the story about Erica losing the keychain, so I will go back in time,
Ah.
find the
Yeah.
keychain, drop it
Mhm.
off for her because it's what friends
Everything's gonna
do.
come around. Just like somebody out there is listening to your story about your missing Saint pin in New York, and is
Mhm.
like, I've had that sitting on my dresser for several
Yeah,
And
years.
Dan
that would
can't
be-
have it back.
That's right.
Eerie as hell.
Now it is even sweeter.
Has everyone read the What Happened to Val Kilmer interview?
I did.
I
Okay.
Which one
started
was-
it, but
I mean, it's the only one that probably happened. If you read a Val Kilmer interview in the last year,
No,
Yeah,
I read the
probably read it.
weird. I think I read the weird Nicolas Cage like profile in the Times last year.
Okay.
That one was pretty weird.
I mean,
I'll have to look
like
at
a
it
lot of
sometime.
people, he's
Not
money can turn you into a very weirdo.
Very weird person. It's
I
true.
mean, probably you're a weird person
Wow.
to start with, but you can.
Well, and he
you know,
also had like throat,
money takes
throat
out all
cancer,
this-
so
he
he
did,
kind of
yeah.
can't talk and stuff now,
Um,
which makes it hard to be an
but
actor.
he doesn't believe he had cancer.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's the
Yeah.
that's the
What?
problem.
Yeah.
oh dear.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Speak of the devil.
And Steve
Conflict.
Lutz
When
shall
Steve
appear.
appears.
Val Kilmer.
The Total Party Kills
Incomparable Zone, Val Kilmer.
Kilmer.
Oh,
It's Stephen Lutz.
Tony and I on the same page there.
Yeah.
Steve Lutz was
Hello,
the
Steve.
third Batman.
Hello.
Oh.
Everybody should start recording if you're not already recording.
Oh, I got this going.
Oh, no, I got all
We've been
10 minutes
recording
ago.
forever, Steve. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I'll
Streamed
bet.
live to YouTube. It's
I
the
can
best.
only imagine. Sorry about the delay.
It's okay.
What-
Tony pointed out that we're on California time out here. So
In California.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
yeah, 6:15.
What? Wait. Did I do this? Did I do that?
Did I do that?
Oh no.
Good Lord.
Oh, right. 1 second. And then I will be done.
It's on winter time. It's snowing
Yeah.
here, like snowing.
What?
It may enough that it may even last until tomorrow.
I
Our
was
first
in
little
meetings
bits of
most
snow.
of the day, and now I don't understand what's happening on Twitter.
It was
But
79 degrees here today. So
Yeah, I got up to
Cool.
about 80 here too. It's
yeah,
pleasant.
cooled off today. It was nice.
Maybe a little hot.
All right. I think.
Tony, I don't know if you want to know. honestly.
well, you know what? Your tweet was like, I was like, I don't know what's going on. And I was like, do I need to dig deeper on this?
Is it about
How-
Zoom meetings?
Yeah.
Is there
Okay,
more
I
than
know
one
what's going on.
person?
Yes, I
Okay. Is
know.
there
Okay.
one person or are there multiple
Oh.
people?
Just one.
Just one.
Okay. Okay.
One
I couldn't
particularly
tell.
prominent one.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, interesting choice of words, Dan.
Prominent legal analyst.
Okay. I couldn't tell if that was. There were. Yeah. Okay. I got that one.
Who amongst us?
Was he? I haven't really searched, but I saw something about like he was bored or something. I don't know.
You know what?
It's like
That's fine.
All right.
What?
All right, I'm
I-
recording
that-
a video now.
That information
Oh,
did not
don't
help
record.
in any way whatsoever.
Tony,
Well,
you're
I know
better off
nothing
not
about
knowing.
it other than like what's passed through Twitter. Like I've not.
Mm.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
shall
let's
we
we'll
get
move on to Dungeons and Dragons.
started?
Yes, let's do it.
Well, sorry.
Okay.
Right, Steve made me think of it.
I have no idea what's
That was
going on.
Blame Steve.
Probably
Right.
for the best. It's probably for the best.
Probably
just
my
remember
fault,
to Mute your camera when you get bored. That's all I'm saying. Double check.
Oh, that guy.
Yes.
I've got better advice. Don't get bored.
Today's guy in the barrel.
Yeah, if
There'll
you've
be
been
another
playing
guy
Dungeons and
tomorrow.
Dragons, this never would have happened.
I got yeah, I mean, you're in front of your camera. I don't care if you think it's on or not. Keep it in your pants, man.
Treat every
Pretty
camera
simple.
as if it's
As if
on.
it's on. Mhm.
Yeah.
That's right. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's banish such thoughts
Sorry,
from
that
our
was my
minds and play some wholesome Dungeons and Dragons
Oh,
where we pretend to kill
Are we starting a
things.
new campaign?
Great.
With new players.
Good night, everybody.
All right. I, for one, promise not to be so aroused by this D&D session that anything untoward happens.
Well, it's a pretty solid
That was the
promise.
first time for everything.
Well, then I'm not doing my job correctly. So when we last played, before we do the introductions, you were in the Fane of the Eye, which is kind of this multi-denominational temple where the four elemental cults kind of mixed together.
I think it's so great that they've come up with some
inclusive.
interfaith system
Yeah.
here. For
Why?
the-
But why do they have to be evil? Why do the people that discovered interfaith religion in Dark Sun have to be evil?
Well, I mean, it
Because
really
it's
depends
Athos.
on
Yeah,
your
I guess
viewpoint, if they're
Athos
evil
doesn't-
or not.
Forget it.
Does
It's
Athos
Athos
have
Town.
any good religions? I guess not really.
Does Earth? Oh,
Wow.
Wow, we
Wholesome.
just got canceled.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, then I don't feel so bad about saying that the Thane of the Eye here is kind of a shithole. Anyway,
What is this? Just that we're committed to editing this? Is this
7 months in.
we haven't done the
Jesus.
intro yet, Tony.
This is
There's
before
been
the
no
game.
intro. The podcast.
Are we
hasn't
allowed to
started
swear?
yet.
But this is live
Nobody's
streaming.
making
Are
a
we
gif
allowed-
of this for Twitter.
I'm just saying I have been avoiding swearing on the
Oh.
preambles also for years.
Oh,
Well, that's pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah.
that's your chance, Tony.
Okay,
Just
maybe I will be making a gif of this for
Good
Twitter.
night,
shit,
YouTube.
YouTube.
Kids.
Holy
I
shit,
don't think I can.
bootleg.
I don't think I can swear now without it sounding like fake. Like it'll sound really forced. Like when
like
you're
an
like
8-year-old. Darn it.
yeah. I don't think I can convincingly do it. I am looking forward to Micah is going to play that Dragon Friends adventure. He's very excited to it. I can't really imagine Micah swearing, and I'm worried he's too excited. So anyway,
Oh, maybe it's the first time. And so you entered you did a bunch of stuff. You saw some minotaurs, you confused them. That was a while ago. We spent a couple of games in this room that hopefully you can all see. Remember stone
yeah.
ziggurat, black altar at the top with one of the bound trade delegation. Actually, no, he's not from the trade delegation. He's just from a random villager.
oh,
What the hell are we doing
You
here?
saved the wrong person.
We didn't
Wasn't he-
save him.
was
He's
he?
dead.
Halfling.
Oh,
Whatever. He's
Or
a
did he get up
halfling.
and run
nothing.
away?
Nothing.
He may
The
have been from
halfling?
the trade delegation. I don't remember if I said it or not.
He's not dead though. He was telling us stuff.
Yeah.
He was telling you things. And you met Jews. Does anyone remember Gar Shatterkeel? I asked if anyone.
Oh,
remembered,
yeah.
Then I supplied
Yeah.
the answer.
I hate that guy.
Who was
Who made
the
some
prophet-
made some strong points about how Athos is terrible and might be better with water.
Yeah.
Honestly.
He knew all our names, which was unsettling. We responded
But,
very
like,
poorly to that.
That's
not
like the
people
art. That's the
persons.
art of the deal. There, you gotta like really know people,
Oh,
look them in the
man.
eye. And
Mm.
All right,
Oh,
he just
damn.
wanted to win friends and influence people, and you guys were having none of it.
We're
and
cult
so
inspectors back in tier, buddy.
he tried to woo you to his side, and you said no, thank you. Summon some demons were summoned. No need to point fingers at who summoned who. And combat ensued, and some cultists died. The prophet and the better part of the cultist party fled. And I think he said something about not being angry at you, but disappointed. And you went
thanks,
and
Dads.
met Dareth, who is a halfling, who we'll say now canonically is with the trade delegation that you were looking for. And he told you all about that.
Did he join while we were talking to him? What's going on?
He did. I don't know.
Okay.
It's the
Doesn't
I
really
hear
matter.
good things
The-
about this
the-
trade
App.
delegation.
plunging
really
torrent.
hard.
The plunging
forgot.
torrents he told us about.
He told you about the plunging torrents, which is I think he told you about, or you knew about these because you've been in one, elemental nodes. So there are 4 elemental nodes, and these elemental
Yeah, buddy. We know all about the elemental nodes.
cults are trying to summon their gods basically to bring, well, depending on who you ask, either order or chaos to Athos. And one of them is in the plunging torrents, which is down, from here. He's not sure where. And he told you about, I don't know if he told you this or not, but he did know these things. So I will tell you now. Well, maybe we'll wait until we start the game so that because I'm sure you'll talk to him some more. He'll have some more information for you. And you do remember that you untied him because he was tied up. He went to get up and he touched the black altar. And that's when he fell unconscious.
Yeah, we thought he was
which
dead.
You think is strange. And I think that's where we ended. So why don't we start? Unless anyone has any questions about that.
Yeah, we start where we ended.
Recording.
All right.
Also, recording.
Welcome back to Athos. I'm Scott McNulty, your dungeon master for our Dark Sun adventure, Eglass Angels. I am joined, as always, by a motley crew of what am I even going to call you people? Role players. There we go. From around the incomparable.
Diplomatic.
That's very polite. Yeah.
Yes. And I shall introduce them in the turn order that I see on my screen for some reason. Ketchka being played by Steve Lutz.
Wow, exciting. I mean, I'm in the first in the turn, or I get to go first in introductions too.
That's right.
I think it's the first time for that.
Initiative bonuses really count. Regdar, as played by Tony Sintelar.
Hi, Scott. I'm just a regular guy playing a regular guy. Nothing to see here. Don't know anything about those demons. You
Role
can't pin
playing
anything on me.
This is when I always mix up the Zatasha and Shara and who's playing whom. So now we will see if I can remember who plays Zatasha. I'm going to guess Erica Ensign.
Yes. Yep, it is me. It is me, Zatasha, the tiefling mystic who really should know better than to hang out with this crew. But has no choice.
Yes. And speaking of knowing, should know better, Carlos, as played by Jason Snell.
Carlos D. Dwarf.
Oh,
You may have heard of me. My name is Legend in the gladiator pits, but I am free now and adventuring, and tell me where to run and what to hit, and I'm a happy guy.
Or don't, and he'll just do it anyway.
Name, I have to say.
Or don't tell me anything, and I will wander off and find trouble.
Shara, who is being played by Aline Sims.
Yeah, I'm an Air Genasi rogue, and seriously considering getting leashes for Omlal, Carlos, and Regdar, and handing a leash to a more responsible party member for each of them.
Me! It's me!
Yeah, how did Kochka escape playing?
Kochka has 4 arms. It's
He
very
has not done
pragmatic.
3
the
could make the
stuff
best
that
dog
y'all have
walkers.
Yeah, although it's all those limbs, just lots of leashes, lots of limbs.
And finally, Omlal, as played by Dan Moran.
Hi, Scott. I'm really missing the simplicity of the days when I was just a puddle of ooze on a floor.
It was brief, but memorable.
And then you were a flying puddle of ooze, which was even more exciting.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just, some days I'm saying it seems very relaxing. Like if I could just be a puddle of ooze.
Oh dear. And then we join our party having, I was going to say successfully ended some combat, but let's just say combat has ended. And you are in a large room with a stone ziggurat. Some of you are on the stairs of the ziggurat. Some of you are on top of it. And you are have rescued Dareth, who is a halfling who was being held captive by some cultists, and he told you about the plunging turrets and some other things. And so that is where we will leave it. So Dareth looks around at you and he says, "Oh, thank you so much. There are these, I don't know if you know all this, but there are 4 elemental cults that are kind of hanging out in this place, and they all have temples and elemental nodes." And
I'm just nodding at him like, very encouragingly.
Amlal is also nodding, but Amlal has no idea what he's talking about.
Carlos says, the air elemental, we took care of him.
Oh, Arasi
Nursed him back to health and everything.
Who is the
Gone.
leader of the air prophet. Oh, well, that's great. So there are 3 left. Gar Shatterkill, who you just met previously on Total Party Kill. He doesn't know that part. Marlos Ernrel.
We all look at the audience, breaking the 4th wall.
3rd and 4th walls.
And
That's
the
just
third,
how thorough we are.
And the 2nd wall is over there.
All the walls in Athos are broken.
And the door to the caravan master's cabin.
That's true. Marlos Unreal
triangular
is
stage.
the Earth Prophet. He is. Let's see if. Oh, I didn't actually get some dice. You know,
He's the step 3 prophet, is what you're saying.
he is. I know some things about him. I know that he has these. That's kind of creepy. They wear these gargoyle masks, like stone masks, all around. I haven't seen a lot of them.
Oh
but
yeah,
you
we
would-
know
Like
about
you would
those
this?
remember
guys.
these.
I pull one of them out.
He screams.
We were in disguise. Don't worry, it's cool.
Okay, good. I don't know if you know much about him. I know a couple of things about him. Oh, I do know. I know that he has, like all the prophets, he has a special weapon that he uses, a magical war pick that is called Iron Fang. So watch out for that. It can do a bunch of stuff. But most notable about Marlos, and the thing that you really can't miss when you see him, is that he, instead of hair, he has snakes. And he can turn things to stone. I don't really know what kind of creature he is, but
He's a Medusa, folks. Medusa.
yes, I knew that. But he doesn't.
Marlos, the Medusa.
Does Carlos know what a
assumes
Medusa
Latasha.
is?
Right? Yeah.
Carlos.
Does Latasha?
Yes.
You could give.
And
Jason
more
has
importantly,
determined.
is Marlos related to Carlos? Is my question.
Oh,
Is that how you think
Long
families
lost
work?
relative.
Yes,
you can give me an Arcana check. Anyone?
it's weird for 3 green. Trust me.
Or a nature check, I suppose, if you get a really high nature check.
6.
But it's not
14.
a high
I got a
nature
12 on
check.
Arcana, but a
I would-
21 on Nature.
Well, 21 is very impressive. So you
22.
would certainly know what a Medusa is, and anyone who got above a 12 or higher on Arcana would also
Oh, I got them both.
understand what a
Carlos
Medusa
knows.
is.
I
didn't
Redgar.
roll.
Yeah,
Almost
Redgar
doesn't know
got like
it's-
an 18. 6,
Well, there
13.
you go.
I very, very briefly say to our new friend here, that's what's called a Medusa, and they're kind of bad news. But anyway, continue.
As far as we know, are Medusa a thing, or are they something we're familiar with more as like a legend?
You probably have never encountered them. They're not super common here in Athos.
Okay, yeah.
They are. They generally, if they're around, they kind of stay underground.
Are they an endangered species? Do we have to worry about running into trouble with the authorities if we kill one?
Don't worry about it. We were hired by the authorities.
Yeah, we have never worried about that before.
We're endangered species inspectors anyway,
Inspectors,
so it's
yes.
fine.
We should really leave endangered species alone.
And so you would
Nope,
know.
gotta inspect them.
You all know what Medusas do. That's
You're
what
the
they do
reason
in
they're endangered.
D&D as well. So
It's
There
the
you go.
plural is Medusae.
you know what multiple Medusas do.
No, okay.
I'm gonna count that as a win for me.
And the final prophet is of the fire elemental prophet. His name, her name,
Marcos
excuse me,
Lemonis.
is Vanifer. And she
No last name,
has
like
no
Madonna.
last name. She has one name only. She
Share.
is a
Beyonce.
a tiefling, and she also has a special weapon called Tinder Strike, which is a
Swipe right
dagger. Yes, she swipes right
with the
by
dagger,
plunging it into your heart.
and then right. That's bad. If you put it in and
it's not
then stab right, it's not good.
And that's what he knows.
But
he
it's
knows.
fine going left.
It's fine.
Stabbed in the
Still fine.
heart.
There's nothing to
doesn't-
the left.
It makes you feel better.
Well,
that's
it's,
like a
I mean, it
sternum,
depends
that's
where you're
fine.
angled. Like Steve, always stab away from yourself. Don't stab toward yourself when you're, you know.
That time as an Eagle Scout was well spent, Tony.
Yep.
So there you go. That's what Dareth has to say.
I'm just gonna pretend I was here
Great.
and heard all.
And
that.
who are you? Why are you here? Why do you know so much? What brought you into this terrible situation that you were in here that we rescued you from, by the way?
I was with a trade delegation, and they attacked our trade delegation and kept me captive down here. And so I've learned. I don't know much of the layout of this place, but I
Who
have
attacked your
learned-
trade delegation? Was it one of the prophets groups, or
Yes, the Earth people attacked us.
okay? So they're not maybe not all working together in all things. They just happen to share a space, a workspace down here.
Yes, they seem to not get along other than in this area. They think they have this particular temple that we are in right now seems to be of significance to all of them, and they feel they talk a lot.
Could you do you mind? Are you conscious enough that you could sign this form that we picked up 3 years ago saying we were looking for trade delegation and that you are it?
I could certainly. Halflings don't have a written language, so I can't write my name, but I could write.
Oh, don't I have a book about halflings?
Did I say halflings wrote it?
Good point. It was just about halfling history.
Mm-hmm.
Scrawled on a piece of pottery.
So I
those ancient Roman textbooks aren't written by ancient Romans, Tony.
I mean, some of them are.
Some of them are. Not all of them.
So my character was
actually a lot of.
My character was embedded in one of the cults for a while. Had I heard anything about any of these other folks or the stuff that they were trying to do? Now that I've heard their names, does that jog any memories or any information I might have picked up as a spy?
Well, you certainly have heard of them, and you recognize you know that all the cults are they are working towards a similar purpose, but at cross purposes, right? They all think that their aspect of the elemental plane is superior to the rest, and they all have different methods of going about it. And they feel as though ultimately they want to bring all of these profits to Athos, and one can assume that perhaps the prophets are thinking that their supporter will defeat the other three and rule over Athos, but that's conjecture on your part, just because they seem to not really get along all that well. Except here, although they don't really get along, they kind of stay in their own areas.
But this temple is significant to all of them?
This temple, yes. So are you asking Dareth that or me?
Dareth.
So he said yes. So seemingly they all come here at particular times to entreat the elemental spirits or some such. I don't know. And that's what Gar Shatterkeel was doing here. He was going to sacrifice me on this altar to find out about some sort of adventuring group that was thwarting some plans. I don't know.
Oh no.
So this whole
Never heard of them.
whole complex is like a big cube farm for planar nodes. And this is the water cooler where everybody comes and hangs out.
I wonder if there are things we could do while we're here to, trash the place.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like if this is important and important to all of them, are there things we could do to ruin it? Like we're good at that, right? We're good at ruining things, right?
Core competency.
I think we did look at the altar last time, but at least I did, and I didn't come up with anything useful that we could do to stop it from being
Can we
useful.
use this thing to cross into other temples?
So I'm assuming you're talking to Dareth. He knows that the cultists all kind of congregate or use this as a like a concourse between their temples. So he assumes that there's an entrance to each of the temples, but he doesn't really know where they are.
Do you know what the smoke through these different caverns or passageways is about?
I know that the elemental cultists think that it gives this kind of hideout some sweet
mystique.
Yes, and it's harmless.
Okay.
But so, like, if you walk through it, you just end up in the next room. It's not going to dimensionally transport.
It's like
you
a
somewhere.
curtain.
Just buy curtains.
They have those twanky beaded
I mean, to be
ones.
fair,
They're pretty cool.
It's an
more
update
stylish.
on the 70s beads.
Yeah, that's right.
It doesn't have the same kind of culty feel to it.
Cult appeal.
They may not have studied the long-term effects of exposure to that.
Cult hit.
Well, don't stand in the doorway. That's all you need to do.
That's just good advice.
Shallow breaths.
So is there some way we
in or
can
out?
defile this? I assume it's already defiled. Is there a way we can refile this altar?
File it for under A for altar.
Well, do you want to examine the altar in some way?
Yeah, but I'm not touching it.
Okay, so I rolled a 20 for an Arcana check, and I want to see if I can figure out how to pass between here and other places.
Whoa.
And I rolled a 22 on Arcana on the altar.
Okay, so when you mean pass between here and other
I'm also gonna
places,
roll Arcana.
Like the connecty bits that would, I don't know. What am I asking people? Someone
Wanna
help me.
see if there's a way to get between worlds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, so you would know that Athos is, well, as far as you know, Athos is sealed off from all the other planes. And you've been told a couple of times that the cultists are trying to weaken the prison, basically, that the plane of Athos is in, that's shielding you from the rest of the planes, so that these elemental beasts can come in. But you don't feel like there's anything special about this room in particular that's acting like a nexus or something. And you know that because you were in the air elemental node, and this does not seem to serve that same purpose.
Okay.
What about this altar, though? I guess
So
Kafka had a good roll on the
Kafka was
altar.
looking at the altar. What
Yeah,
was
I rolled
Kafka trying to discern?
I'm just trying to identify if there's something we can do to. I mean, obviously, this altar is activated by some dark magics of some sort, and I was seeing if there was something we could do to deactivate it, I suppose, or.
Sure. So
ruin
you
it in
look
some
at
way.
it. You don't touch it. But you get close and look at it, and it's kind of giving you the heebie-jeebies, because it's this dark black kind of absence of light that is kind of like sucking in the light from the room. It doesn't have any writing on it, but it just seems to be exuding malevolence, and you feel as though if you were to touch it, you would take some kind of damage. You do figure out that you can't think of any kind of like arcane way to reverse it or deactivate it. It's not like a trap or something like that. But you are pretty sure that if you hit it a lot, it'll break.
Someone say me name.
And now,
I was gonna say Carlos rolled high on an athletics check to see if he could break it.
How is Carlos gonna determine that?
Wait, with an athletics check? What are you doing? The pommel horse on this thing?
Yeah, I'm just using my strength. Carlos just wants to do a check and learn a thing. That's all.
All right, so I'm going to assume if you're doing an athletics check, you have to touch the altar.
No, Carlos doesn't want to touch it. Carlos wants to
athletics of the mind.
Wants to gauge how he can break it. He's using his gladiator mind and his various thinking about his various weapons to see can we just smash the crap out of
and
this
he's
thing?
doing that with athletics, which means he's learning about it by leaping
I'm
over
jumping.
it.
I'm doing some
like
backflips.
swinging his
I'm thinking.
sword a little bit. Like
Learn while you leap.
I want to say, as your friend, whatever happens to Jason, he deserves it.
Amla will hit the altar with a
Okay,
great
now
sword.
Carlos rolls a 21 on intimidation to yell at the altar.
Yeah.
Right.
Amla sees Carlos studying the altar and like sort of like pats him on the sholdder and then walks over and hits it with his greatsword.
So remind me.
And as that happens, Carlos yells at it, see what'll happen if you don't listen to us.
Tell me about your greatsword. Is it
okay.
just a normal greatsword, or
It's
is it
magic.
That's important.
Plus dose.
And you what did you hit?
I rolled an 18.
All right,
It's
so
all the
your
altar.
greatsword roll damage. Your greatsword hits the altar, and a piece chips off, and it takes.
I did 13 damage.
takes
I assume
13
I'm
points of
not actually raging anymore. I think at this point.
No.
Actually, I can
We've been talking a
re-
while.
You know what?
Unless
I'm
you've
gonna
been
re-roll
hitting
one of those
yourself.
I'm gonna re-roll one of
Carlos.
those D6 because I rolled a 1 and I got a 6 instead. So add 5 damage to that. 18 slashing damage.
All right, so now you have determined that it can be damaged by magical weapons.
Carlos hits it with his magical flame tongue short sword for 21, which
All right,
hits.
so this is going to be super boring. So we're going to skip over. You're going to hit it a bunch of times.
Montage.
With
What if we
magical
missed,
weapons.
Scott?
Wait, I wanted to hit the altar.
I'll
Come
just write
on.
psychic damage too.
Everybody
It
gets
doesn't
one
have to take
hit.
time, but
There you go.
Redguard doesn't.
All right, so I will say you have turned this into like a laboratory about this altar. You want to find out all you can. So you find out that it has an armor class of 15 and 150 hit points. When it cracks, you realize
150 hit points.
that's why we're not going to go through
Man,
it.
it's a giant rock.
Yeah.
What?
And
Damn.
it is immune to acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, psychic, and thunder damage, as well as all non-magical weapon damage. But
Dan,
since
this
you
is
have
not an
magical
IKEA
weapons,
altar. This is the real deal. Grow up.
it takes you a good long while. You make a whole
This
lot
is
of
an heirloom
noise,
altar.
but finally it cracks, and it kind of, I said earlier that it was kind of this absence of light, and it kind of like at the moment that it cracks, we'll say Ketchka delivers the final blow to crack it, and the darkness flickers out, and now it just looks like, one moment it looks like this evil hulking thing, the next moment it just looks like a broken altar on top of a ziggurat.
Carlos
Could
touches
we
it.
like sweep up the pieces and throw them in that little like that pool of stuff over there?
Sure. And
Yeah.
Carlos touches it, he takes no damage.
Okay, we push half of it into the one pool and half into the other pool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up
It's gonna
just a piece
take a long
and put it in
time.
my pocket, and that way they can never fully assemble it.
Nice.
Oh,
Ah.
well done.
Like a
So
real
you-
jerk
Games.
roommate when you start on a jigsaw puzzle.
Yep.
What? People do that?
Yes, they do.
What?
That's not cool.
People do jigsaw puzzles?
Not
Right, that is not cool.
Not.
Yeah.
All right, so now you're in a room with a ziggurat. Darth has kind of nodded off to sleep because it took a really long time to do all of that. We'll
So
say
we win, right?
you were here
I
for
pat
That's it.
Regdar on the shoulder and say,
Couple
yes,
hours.
Regdar, you won.
That was well.
I
it's
I
fine.
didn't.
Oh,
I,
no.
Regdar didn't
That's
say
right,
anything.
sorry.
Regdar is
You
very
can pat Regdar. It's fine.
Yeah.
Almost very
Aw.
tall. He's hard to pat. It's fine.
Yeah.
don't
Carlos
pat-
and
True,
Omwal
I'm
high
also
five.
very short, so
We got it. We got the altar.
Job well
Right.
done. Nailed
Yeah.
that one.
We got down here.
All
We
right.
successfully did something. I'm not sure exactly what, and I'm pretty messed up. So I don't know about the rest of you, but
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm in
want to
bad shape.
continue to explore this complex, knowing that there's some big, scary people around.
we did just make a lot of noise, but we spent a lot of time doing it, and so far we haven't seen anybody.
We do have a trade delegation person we might want to take to somewhere safer.
And I'll point out that this may be taking us to the inner sanctum of a bunch of different places. Remember, the Minotaur sort of sent us through here, and he was a tough guy. So who knows whether we could get back out that way or go
there
some
were
other way or not.
Multiple Minotaurs.
And he was
Yeah.
talking
There were
about his
a couple.
boss.
Also, yeah, and that Minotaur may have questions that we do not have answers for at this stage of things.
Almost certainly.
The Minotaur's been thinking about you guys a lot.
All right,
you
well,
thoroughly
That's
confused him.
weird.
Mhm.
That's weird.
Here's a possibility. We all go into the other room, touch the statue, and turn into puddles of ooze, and then slowly make our way out past the Minotaur without him noticing.
But let's role play every exquisite moment of that.
I love it.
I've heard it's
some of our
relaxing.
episodes, it's like 2 minutes of action and an entire hour of an episode. This episode could be like an hour long and take days.
A long time. Yes, we've already spent several hours here. So you have two exits from this room. You do what you want, but you've got one to the north, which you have not explored because it was behind a spooky, smoky curtain, which you have. Dareth tells you is harmless. Is he lying? I don't know. Well, I do know. Do you know? You don't.
I'm gonna roll an insight check. I want to
Well,
know.
at some point, we're going to need to cross through a smoky thing
Yeah.
into a place we
That is
don't
true. I'm
know.
still rolling the
Question
insight
of
check,
do
and
we
I'm-
want to go north or do we want to go east and then south, maybe?
I'm switching over to my aura sight so I get advantage on this insight check, and
Okay.
I didn't do that great. Let's see, insight. It's a 17.
You are certain that he is telling the truth,
All right.
One thing before we head
He's
Also
either
out,
telling the truth,
unconscious.
or he thinks he's
or at
telling
least
the
he
truth.
believes he's telling the truth.
I'd like to look into
Right.
the pool where what's his face disappeared into to see if there's any sign that maybe he's still in there somewhere.
Sure. Now remember
Hello.
the pool is kind of murky water. It's got this
Oily.
oil floating on it and kind of.
God, I've seen a
flames.
pool before.
Oh dear.
Wow,
Tony.
the pools in Boston are worse than I thought.
Mhm.
They're not great, people.
Accurate.
So it's hard to see
Yeah.
through, is what I'm saying. But you can go to the edge and look in. You probably see maybe, I don't know, 6 inches in. I don't know.
You just say
what
public
is-
pool and we get it.
Kachka, do you want to like dunk your head in the water? Do you want to?
Definitely not that. I was thinking, well,
No.
we'll start with a stick or a rock or something I find on the
Oh,
floor.
okay.
Yeah,
See if it
stick or
dissolves
rock, then
instantly.
hand.
Well, I
Yeah,
will
you got to
say
work your way up.
Face should not be in the top 3.
So I'm assuming that you told me what your characters were actually doing. So you spent a bunch of time wrestling these 2 pieces of the altar down the stairs and threw them
Yep.
into each pool. So you did not see Gar or Shatterkeel show up then when you had them
Ow!
dropped.
You hit me with a rock.
So it does not. So,
Did the pool react with the pieces in any way? Did they dissolve or burst into flames or anything? Like, does it
no,
appear?
I mean, so there's oil and flame on top of this water, so that kind of moved around, but it didn't. It's been kind of flowing about, so it didn't look. It did not
Okay.
react unusually.
This is flaming. I forgot about that.
Yes.
Perhaps I
not
won't
like
wade in then.
a solid sheet of flame, but
All right.
so you
Well-
you could go in there and you wouldn't get damage from the flame at least.
Oh,
Who knows
interesting.
what else is in there?
Although there's also the oily goo,
I do.
which may or may not be damaging. I guess I'm not really that interested in knowing, but I just wanted to at least check to see if
Oh yeah, well at
There
a,
was
a
an obvious
cursory
sign that he was still around.
inspection, there's no movement. You don't notice anything in there, and you don't see the stones that you had thrown in there, but they sunk.
they appeared to
somewhere.
have sunk a fairly good distance down. This isn't like a
Yes.
1-inch deep thing that this guy
Correct.
disappeared into. Okay.
He did walk on it. Nobody was impressed with that, and so
He did a
I
lot of
think,
things I was unimpressed with.
I think we should. I'm wondering if we should somebody poke their head through the smoke to the north and see what's on the other side.
I'll do it.
I can give myself advantage on stealth checks, so I could just take a look and
I'm
come
almost
back.
happy to stick his head through. He has no problem, no compunctions about that whatsoever.
Or we could send Kachka, who is really great at being a sneaky bug.
Also,
True.
if he's expendable.
she's
She is.
expensive.
She's
Aw.
expendable.
He's
I think.
Still
expendable.
expendable.
I meant Steve.
Oh,
I said-
Oh well then. Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Kachka, Steve.
Sure.
So
My
Zatasha
apologies.
turns to Amla and says, "I think you should stay here and protect the rest of us because you're very, very important to protecting the team."
Kachka, go get him.
Gotcha.
Or I could try it.
Oh, it's me then, huh? Okay.
Yeah,
All
because
right.
I can
I
give
will-
myself advantage, but I'm very clumsy, so I'm not super great at it.
Kachka, it's time to poke through the smoke.
Okay. I will stealthily. Oh, not that stealthily. It's an 8 on stealth.
I should have
Okay.
done myself.
It's okay. The smoke
Uh,
will cover the sound.
So Kachka, you
I will
are
clumsily wander my way through the northern curtain here of smoke. and see
all
what
right.
I
So
can see on the other side.
Kachka goes through this smoky curtain and
Poke your head through.
disappears. from
After
your sight.
Kachka completely disappears in the smoke, I turned to everybody else and said, probably should have tied a rope around him or something.
Her.
And so
Sorry, her.
I may already have a piece of rope tied around me. I don't remember.
Yeah, but we didn't. But if we're not holding it. It does limited utility.
It's just rope.
Yeah, each of us has several bandoliers of rope strapped around their waist, not connected to anything.
so
Just in
Kachka, tell
case.
I have
me
600 feet of rope somewhere.
you have how there is a room on the other side of this smoky curtain. How far do you want to just kind of peek your head in
I'm
and look
just-
around?
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
peeking my head out, and hopefully it's dark so nobody notices because I got that crazy dark vision.
See if I think your microphone might be a little jiggly, little
Little
loose.
chords.
What's it doing?
I was getting a little, little. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't like that.
Oh,
Better?
Yes.
Okay.
Better or worse?
Don't ever touch it again.
All right.
Don't
So let's see.
move.
That's what she said.
All right. So Kachka, you peek your head through, and I might as well reveal this because I assume you're going to tell your party members what you see.
Maybe. We'll see what I see
If
first.
it's a maybe, I won't reveal it, but I will reveal what you can see by peeking through. You see flames dance above a pool of murky water to the south, lighting the room. A sarcophagus carved from glassy black stone stands atop a natural pedestal towards the north. So that's where you see at the top of the revealed area there. The sarcophagus has fluted embellishments, delicate ribs, and friezes that show groveling demons.
Cool.
I love a good fluted embellishment.
Sounds
They
fun.
go
Where you
very
can
well with
find some.
delicate ribs. Okay, so I pop my head back out the other side and let everybody know what's over there.
You didn't see any people?
Not that I could see.
You didn't
Did
hear
I-
anything either.
Did I hear? I didn't hear anything. Okay,
If you want to roll a perception check.
let's do that.
Okay.
That is not good either, but my perception is pretty high, I think. No, it's not. That's a 6.
You're
You're a
certain
bard?
Nobody else is in that room. There's nothing in there except this sarcophagus. I mean, you're the edge of your dark vision. You can't see fully into the room, so you don't know what else is in there. But
Okay.
you don't think there's anything in there that's living.
All right. I will tell everybody that and suggest that maybe we should check out what's in the other darkened areas to the east
Let's
before
check.
we
Yes,
make
shop.
a choice.
Yeah.
So creepy sarcophagus is not our only choice. Perhaps we should
Mhm.
look for some
Do you
others.
want, do you want
Is
me to
it-
peek through this next one?
Yeah, you want to try it this time?
Sure.
I'm obviously not having a stealthy day.
Is it is it worth it at all to be like the rest of us to be resting or taking a rest? Is that a thing that we could do? I'm still.
Well,
kinda
I
low
mean,
hit points.
It would make sense to. I mean, I don't know how long it took us to talk to the guy, but maybe we've already had like.
I think you
Well,
actively
be an
have to
hour,
take a
maybe.
long rest. You're not allowed to
You do.
interrogate people during it or chip
Gotcha.
away at altars.
Yes. Or
That's
yes,
certainly
dismantle an
not.
evil altar.
Okay.
Try to
Yeah.
decide
Yeah,
if
I
we
mean-
want to take that rest before we go. further into
Union
the-
rules say that.
I think
we're
that's a good idea.
retiring.
Mhm.
3
So,
rests a
yes.
shift and 1 evil altar.
You could take a short rest, which is an hour of
Mhm.
concentrated resting. You could take a long rest. You need to find some place. You could do that here if you like. I don't know.
There is the concern as we start heading back to the east. We should probably be prepared for what happens if we cross paths with the Minotaur. I mean, it may be that is a bridge we have to cross to get out. But
Does anybody remember what we told him in the first place? What
or
were we
something
inspecting?
inspectors.
I remember it was very confusing.
It's us,
Yeah.
those inspectors.
That's
you know
fair.
the ones.
You can just tell him more confusing stuff, and it'll be fine.
All right.
Totally
well,
fine.
I
But yes,
don't
let's take
mind
a
the
let's take a
idea
long
of
rest,
resting,
guys.
but maybe we check what's on the opposite side of the shadows first. Maybe there's a sign that says "Quick exit this way, safety."
I still think an hour-long rest would be not a bad idea, since we've already been here for probably. I mean, I don't know how long does it take to
You-
mash down 150 hit points worth of rock.
We've been here a couple hours.
Mhm.
3 days.
So what's 1 more hour? I don't know.
I'm fine with it. Whatever. I mean,
Just because when we peek our heads through, that could trigger some real nasty stuff. So if people are in bad shape and have hit dice to use, I think now is a good time to use them.
yeah, I think we know we're in safety now, so let's take advantage. Of
Relative. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, you guys are all right with doing it in this central location here?
that. Yes, that's good. We can.
think
we,
this
I mean,
is-
go up on the ziggurat. We can see people coming.
Yeah, and there's only 2 exits from this little area. So
Yeah,
the
and nobody's
best
coming
we've
from that
found so
sarcophagus,
far.
probably, right? I
Okay,
forgot.
so we're
So-
doing a short rest.
Short rest, is that what I'm hearing?
That's
guess
what we're
so.
doing.
and if
You're right.
somebody comes in from the north, like we at least have one room that we know about to the east. And if somebody comes in from the east, we at least have one room that we know a little bit about to the north. So
Oh, that's right. And remember, if you are interrupted during your short rest, you have to start your short rest over.
yeah.
Are we
Okay.
interrupted during our short rest, Scott?
No.
Oh, great.
Hooray!
Good news. All right. So anybody who's doing any healing, you get an extra 1d6 due to my song of rest.
I'll take it.
Should
don't
I heal? I'm
remember-
only 7 down.
I don't remember whether we resolved whether I roll that or
I think
everybody
you
rolls it
roll,
individually.
Steve.
All right,
I
let's
mean,
see
how
what
many
I
hit
get.
dice do you have left, Helene?
All of them. I have
All right.
7.
Well, everybody gets a whopping additional 2 if you're taking any healing. So
You
enjoy
can't
that.
take them with you. I don't know.
Uh,
Like, we don't even know how many short rests we're going to have after this.
Sure.
It's up to you.
I got exactly 7 back.
Oh,
Perfect.
see? It was meant,
Meant
to
to
be.
be.
It was.
Erica and I are on the same wavelength.
Sync.
Do you
All right,
get
everybody's-
constitution bonus when you roll
Oh,
hit dice?
still doing
You
things.
do, yes.
Yes.
For each roll, for each hit die?
Yes.
Yep.
That's sweet.
Well, it is if you have a good Constitution score.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
I do.
I got that amulet of health, and that bumps me up to a +4, so that helps out quite a lot.
Wow,
Yowza.
nice.
See?
That's what I've gotten. I worked hard to get there.
Whoa.
I just
Whoa.
find an amulet.
That's why they make magic items. Working is for suckers. All right, is everyone short rest mathematics done, or do we need some more time to
Just
tabulate?
FYI, I have one rage left on the day, so if we go longer than one fight, that's gonna get fun.
Oh my! Well, what are the chances?
Hi.
All right. So while people are, I see some people still doing some things, but I see Zatasha is moving. So what's the plan? Is the plan Zatasha's going to go sneak around and look in places?
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
So are people
I'll go
gonna
with you,
follow
Zatasha.
Wait a
it?
second.
No,
very
I'm not
confused.
going with you, Zatasha.
Yeah, I don't want anybody going like all the way through with me, but it probably wouldn't hurt to have somebody like,
Woo.
at least in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
thinking.
All right. So Carlos and Umlal are in the room. This is to refresh
But
your
a ways-
memory.
yeah.
This room is the room that has this statue
Don't touch it.
of
Has anyone seen this
a-
orb?
of a body with thick tentacles hunched over as if to feed, and there's a purple crystal in embedded in this, which turned Omlal into an ochre jelly earlier.
That's right. Let's not do
Ogre
that
jelly,
again. It
that's
was
what
kind
it
of
was.
interesting, but maybe not this time.
Let's not
so
go back to the ochre jelly well now.
All right. So I will flip over to my nomad discipline, nomadic chameleon, so I get advantage on my stealth checks, and I will basically just what Kochka did, just peek my head through the tiniest bit on the one to the south, just to see what I see, being as quiet and sneaky as I possibly can.
Okay.
That's a 20.
Okay, I will tell
And
you
I
what
do
you
have
see.
dark vision, if that matters.
I'm trying to think. I think. Let me tell you what the illumination is. Ceilings light. Yes. So this whole area is in dim light, so even people who don't have dark vision can see. You'll remember, or probably not, because I didn't, that the walls of the cave have this weird phosphorescent kind of fungus on it. That
Fun.
is kind of giving a nice diffuse light everywhere.
Gus.
Thank you.
And so you peek through. So your dark vision does help though, because it's a dim light, right? So anyway,
Mhm.
but the first thing in this room that strikes you isn't what you see first, but the smell. The room smells of blood and death. The debris of several recent battles is scattered throughout this rough-hewn chamber.
Were we here?
No.
No.
Excuse me, what kind
Uh,
of
Sounds like a
chamber was
place
it?
we've been.
Scott, what
I-
kind of chamber was it?
Rough-hewn.
Okay, just checking.
Okay. A dozen dead warriors, clearly of the earth and water cults, lie amid a handful of monstrous corpses, such as those of bugbears and ogres. Some of the bodies look like they've been here for months, while others are only days old. A whirlwind of air encased in armor and clutching a flail kind of assembles itself and is looking around as if it has sensed something but can't quite determine where it is.
I will immediately back away. Quietly.
You back away.
And did that thing look familiar?
You have seen one of these before. It's an
Okay.
air elemental.
Oh, we
Yeah,
have
it
some
was-
bad memories about
Yeah.
that.
Sing
Ooh.
around people with tattoos or something. Or
Yeah, carvings in their
Carving.
foreheads.
I mean, So Tasha, no, I mean, you don't know. I don't know how much you know about these, but
that's true. Actually, I don't. So
but
I have
Erica Ensign has some
some
feelings.
serious
Uh,
bad
and
memories.
the other thing Zatasha noticed was that there's another kind of smoky curtain at the bottom of this room. In the
I
southern
requested a
portion.
non-smoking carton.
Yeah. Can I, with my quick look at the bodies and stuff, can I
Mhm.
make some determinations in terms of what I think happened? Does it look like the air elemental killed all of them? Does it look like they killed each other? Were they, did two of them die stabbing each other in the eyes, or was it all like clearly air?
Oddly specific.
Ah, In my eyes.
Just hypothetically.
Zatasha has had
Uh,
life. You guys don't even know her
dear.
backstory.
They-
My goodness.
Oddly enough, they all look like
She a
they've stabbed their
Serial
own
killer
eyes
or like a
out. No.
CSI or
Yeah.
both?
It looks as though that
CBS.
this chamber has seen a kind of a sequence of battles, and it appears your quick look, it seems as though it's not like some kind of ritualistic thing that has happened, but rather these beings have beaten each other to death.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not just like
People were getting shoved in to be killed by the
This
air
is a-
elemental
yeah,
over
this
and
is like
over
the-
again.
the garbage disposal for the complex.
Okay. I will
That's
come
down
back
a
to
couple
the
levels.
group and say, yeah, there's some sort of I would know about air elementals since I was in that stupid cult for so long.
And you would know what this is an air elemental myrmidon.
So yeah, that's what's hanging out in there. It didn't see me, but I could tell it could sort of sense something was up. So I got out of there fast. And apparently the earth and water elemental cults have been going at it because there are an awful lot of dead bodies in there from both. Looks like they have fought possibly again and again over time. Some of those bodies are real old. Some of them are pretty fresh.
Great. So this is like not just a place where fates come together, but also where they settle beefs.
Uh-huh.
But you
I
said there were
vote
also
we-
monster corpses, so maybe the
Oh.
two
Mhm.
cults are fighting against some monster.
I
to
got the
group.
impression that they were fighting against each other, but perhaps the monsters were fighting for one or both sides as well.
Ah,
I vote we
door
go
number
literally any other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is another passageway to the
Yeah.
farther to the south there. So
If I learned
Yeah.
anything about the Monty Hall problem, it's don't pick the door with a bunch of dead corpses behind it.
There is this smoky
Dan,
curtain.
I prefer my
Dan,
corpses
don't settle for a
live.
dead goat. Yeah, don't settle for a dead goat, Dan.
There are two entrances or exits,
Mhm.
I suppose, depending on how you look at them. To the east,
Well, there's huge
Uh,
differences fire code wise. So
and there's one for the north that you have actually come through. That's where you came through.
Shara,
And
would
there's
you
the
like
one
to
to the northeast too.
Shara, would you like to take a turn at being sneaky?
Sure. I'm gonna go to the one to the northeast.
All right, give me
Back you up.
a stealth check.
Regdar is hanging out by the statue.
16.
Who's Regdar just slowly trying to touch that purple crystal?
Actually-
Regdar is almost about to lean on it. He's like, oh no, that one. Whoops.
I don't have dark vision, so I don't know. I might not be able to see
So there's
much.
dim light,
Okay, so I'll peek through.
and you find this is kind of the most disappointing reveal in that is a little antechamber and a regular door that is closed.
Okay.
a door is I would say a door is slightly less disappointing
Yeah,
than
that's
the air
actually-
elemental and a
Oh,
bunch of
alright, well,
corpses, but maybe that's just me.
I'll be honest. When you said unexciting, I imagined things that were way less
You
exciting.
know, when I'm used to walking
So-
into rooms full of bloodied corpses and I run across a door, I'm feeling like things are going pretty well.
I
We're
rolled
on the
a
upswing, people.
16 to a perception check to see if I can hear anything when I stand by the door.
You do. You hear two very deep voices seeming to argue, saying, X no go there. No, oh, I play O U X for.
It's a two-headed ogre playing tic-tac-toe.
Okay.
Probably.
So I'll come through. I'll
or
come
a
back through
single-head
and
ogre
say
playing tic-tac-toe with a tic-tac-toe playing chicken.
Mm.
Oh,
there is a door.
Why would you
and
talk to a chicken?
There are
That's-
two voices arguing, and it sounds like it's a tic-tac-toe game.
Okay.
I don't know.
Our rules of engagement really only cover chess, parcheesi, and sorry. So this is...
roll
Yeah.
an insight check to see if you believe her. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Well, Kachka's raring to give it another
Right
go.
there.
So Kachka's going to try this Eastern Curtain O Smoke.
Oh, all right. So Kashka, that reveals
Uh.
some stairs.
Stairs. That's like a
on stealth.
door, but like lower.
Or higher.
Stairs up or down?
Stairs up, yeah, up or down? Big question there.
Down.
We want up, right?
We
Come
don't
on,
know
it's
what
gotta
we
be
want.
down. Come on.
Well, no
Yeah.
corpses, no big scary thing arguing.
Yeah,
I thought you were going for a
Can
no pain, no
these-
gain sort of rhyme, and just sort of
looking
lost
at
it.
this map, actually, those
What
stairs go
rhymes
up.
with corpses, Dan?
Okay.
Horses.
Orifices.
Also, I'm assuming that our halfling new friend came with us. Is that a safe assumption? everyone?
Were you
Yeah,
asking
I
him
tried to move the token, I couldn't. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. And I will. So Kashka's
Amlal have
dark
him in,
vision.
like a backpack.
yeah.
Yep.
Almond and
It's like
and
a
Carlos
halfling
have to
deodorant.
take turns carrying.
So you sense, Katra, you sense that this is a very large cavern, and the part you can see is it looks like a forest of weird fungal growth.
Oh, great.
Giant toadstools and puffballs stand in and among shallow pools of water. You know that there's water there because you hear dripping. And
We've never
there
had any
are-
issues with giant fungal growths before. This
You
should be
can
fun.
see right there to the north, kind of a ledge that looks like a huge growths of fungi.
Yeah, don't like that either.
Well, those options are. I guess the door is the best one.
Yeah, I pop back in and tell them what I found.
We don't know
Well-
what's on the other side of the door, though. I mean, it could still also be bad.
Honestly,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
all of
that's
them,
true.
I'm the most interested in the one with all the flames and the sarcophagus.
Is our goal right now just to get out with this halfling? Is that what we're trying to do?
I think we like that idea at least.
Do we want to at least try to go out the way we came in and see if the Minotaur's down that hall? Maybe
I
he's out of the
don't.
way.
It wasn't just the Minotaur that we lied to get in here. If you recall, we bluffed our way past quite a few people, and I don't.
It's not just this level. It's
Yeah, I
above
don't
us in
know
the
if
temple.
we can bluff our way all the way out.
Oh, it's weird for us to show so little foresight.
And then
yeah. What is with all this reaping? We're really this is strictly a sewing podcast.
Dareth says, you know, I am, if you can protect me, I am willing to come with you and see if I can
I don't
help.
think you have a lot of options.
Do you have any
Yeah.
idea which way to get out of here?
I don't know how to get out of here.
he didn't
Alright.
know anywhere. Like he didn't even really understand where he was. So he had no
Presumably,
help.
if he had ideas, he would have used some of them.
You sure picked
not
up a
just
lot
and
for
not been
being
part of
so
a ritual.
confused.
Well, he
Well, he was here
probably
for a
listened
while.
to a lot of
Yeah,
talk.
I hear
but-
things.
Mhm.
All right, so what's the goal? Gaming ogres? Maybe the air elemental is friendly?
I still think we should check out the room with all the flames. If it seems like there's not necessarily anybody in there,
Oh, that's a good point.
maybe there's some information at least that we could pick up, figure out. I mean, so we had this water room, and then it sounds like there's an air room or
Plus,
a
there's
fire
some
room
delicate
there.
ribs that I really enjoyed. So
I'm game for
Yeah,
whatever.
that's fine.
All right, so maybe
Fancy.
maybe a couple of us sneak ahead just a little bit farther into that fire room to see if there are any creatures or anybody in there.
So the room with the sarcophagus is the fire
Yeah.
room?
Yeah.
Sarcophagi.
Okay.
I feel
Sounds
like
good to me.
sarcophagus
Flame.
is the
we
new
don't
And
know
one.
if
I'm
there's a guy in
actually-
that sarcophagus.
I'm resistant
be
to fire
anything.
damage, so I'm excited to go in this room. It's like it's a little bit home.
Oh.
I'm a tiefling.
Well, there you go. So you is everybody going into this room?
I think so.
I
Yeah.
think maybe like Kachka and Zotasha and maybe Shara should sneak in first and just see if we can see a little bit more. And if there is somebody in the room, we could turn around and just leave. And
See what you're doing, leaving the troublemakers.
Aw.
Unguarded.
Okay. So
But
give
maybe
me
maybe somebody should stay and guard the troublemakers. Wait, we trust Kachka for some reason, so
That's
yeah, I
weird.
don't know what.
That's
That's a
a-
weird
that's
choice.
I've never really understood that.
I mean, I
Kashka's
did
very
touch.
stealthy.
I did trust Regdar.
Yeah, I don't know that Regdar is
Oh.
untrustworthy so much as he's easily distracted.
So I do have the
I feel like
ability-
Regdar did one dumb thing.
I telepathically say to Regdar, "Please keep an eye on them while we investigate this other room."
Oh,
Kachka does have the ability to become invisible once today. Not
Invincible.
invincible.
that was almost much cooler.
You might want to save that.
It's like, why did you use it earlier?
Yeah.
You almost died.
Well, I could become invisible for quite some time and maybe, get an idea of the whole lay of the land here without attracting any attention.
I like that idea.
Well, being invisible is not going. I don't think being invisible will save you from that wind elemental. Just FYI, so you wouldn't. Be able
That's
to get past
probably
that.
true, but there are other options here, and the dummies playing tic-tac-toe in the other room might not notice.
Well, they might notice the door open.
Also, you're very charming. You could just talk your way. You could learn some stuff. We haven't lied to anyone in like 3 hours. I think
Hello, it's
we're
me,
due.
your invisible friend.
That's
Yeah.
my favorite thing to do is lie to
conscience.
people. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
very
bye.
disappointed in you.
Oh.
I mean,
That
if
was
you
just
think this
Jason
is the time
talking to all of us.
Yes. Also that.
Yeah.
fair. If
Well,
you think this is the time to burn the invisibility,
Well, why don't we have a look into this room a little bit farther first and see what we see, and then maybe
All right.
decide from there.
all right.
So whoever's being stealthy and going into this room, give me stealth checks, please.
17 for Kachka.
Got
an
an
18.
18. Nice.
Oh, 2 18s. Very nice. All right. So you're all very stealthily
The sneakiest
enveloped by
threesome.
this curtain and you disappear. And I will reveal the whole room because I imagine you'll spend a little time looking around.
The
It is,
whole
in
room.
fact, empty. I can read the description again. It has not changed. This pool of water that you're right next to is much like the pool you think could be attached to the pool of flaming water in the room to
Oh.
the south that you just
Maybe
came
what's
through.
his face came this way through the an underground tunnel of some kind.
And so
Secret
the
tunnel.
the notable things in here are, of course, the sarcophagus, the flaming pool of water, and to the east, there's another smoky curtain.
I want to come up
Uh-oh.
close to the sarcophagus.
Same.
And
Okay.
I don't want to touch it.
Nope.
All right.
I would like to inspect it with my eyeballs from a distance. And I rolled an 18. Oh, that's a performance check. That's not the same.
You do a little dance for the
You dance,
sarcophagus.
yes.
Does it
The
react?
sarcophagus is not impressed.
I rolled a 24 to a perception check.
All right. So you are looking at the sarcophagus and you know that it is ancient. It is finely made. And as you're looking at it, it has a bunch of decorations on it, as previously described,
Fluted
groveling
embellishments.
demons and so forth, and fluted embellishments and delicate ribs. One thing that stands out, though, is all of that seems kind of artistic and of a style. And there's this glyph on it as well that seems to be not decorative.
I was going to roll an Arcana check and look at it.
Please do that, and you will get an advantage because
Oh, I'm not in there. Never
you're
mind.
not in there. Because Sharald points to this glyph and says, "I don't know what this is, but it doesn't
Shall
seem in
I-
keeping."
I got a
with
22.
Let the others know that they can come this way, seeing as there's nobody in here.
Yeah,
Sure.
I suppose.
Carlos looks at Regdar and Omwal and says, "Guys, are we in trouble?"
I think we have
Are
an
we-
opportunity
we
to
in
define
timeout?
ourselves. I think we have not done our best work, and
Oh no!
this is a reflection opportunity.
I telepathically let Omlal know that they can come on through.
Oh,
Okay.
Your voice saying,
Voice in me head say it okay.
That's right, and it just Allah goes through to the
Let me at him.
Don't, and I say,
Only
don't touch.
sometimes. That's
No
only
touch.
sometimes, Kachka,
No.
by the way.
No touch.
and so Zatasha, you realize with Shara's help, she points out where it is. You look at it and you say, this is a glyph of warding, which is basically a magical trap of some
Don't-
sort.
Oh, excellent.
Again, I'm going to say it, you guys. No touch. Trap. Bad.
I'm gonna roll Arcana.
Not
and
a
see if I can figure
dog.
out-
Tony immediately
Yeah,
comes in.
I'm
and
gonna
touches
see if
the-
I can figure out what. I mean, a
Yeah, I
glyph
think
of
you mean to
warding
say,
usually has an
"Me not
explosive
dog."
or fire. Or
No, dog.
I got a.
Me not touch
16.
it. Me lick
I
it.
don't
Lick
know
it.
if that-
Not touching it.
It is, it's not a fire school of magic. You think it will create? Well, I'll just tell you. It creates a cast Mordecai's sword.
Okay.
Which it could be worse, but it's not great.
Could be better.
Yeah.
Could cast that thing that just gives you a bunch of food.
Yeah,
mean-
it does not cast that.
I was
somebody
not.
Buried.
Somebody put a trap.
Nothing
on
about
this.
this. Yeah, nothing about this sarcophagi suggested to me that I wanted to open it to begin with, and I am no more. I have not. The
What about
glyph
the
is
fluted embellishments? Those don't entice you in some way?
no.
The
I'm good.
ribbing.
Don't you
I
like
mean,
ribs?
it is
Yeah.
possible that
They
they're
are
storing
delicate.
some
Me love ribs.
some very important gear that they need for the astral plane summoning in this sarcophagus, and the reason that they trapped it is so nobody will mess with their stuff.
Does anybody
with my
have
stuff.
dispel magic by any chance?
I don't.
That'd be handy. It's a good spell to have.
Mm,
I think it's
Now you tell people.
mainly.
no, sir. I don't
The only
have
spells I have are
Regdar?
spells for being a tiefling.
Let's let's see here. I got lots
You're
of
not so
spells.
much a dispelling magic person as a making magic person.
Well, I
selling,
let's see.
selling magic. I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
This is where the
No,
magic
I have
happens.
counterspell, which is not relevant once the spell has been cast. So
Can you
Nope.
counterspell Can you counterspell it when you trigger the glyph? Does that work? Because it casts the spell.
It does. I suppose you could
Now
try.
that we know what the spell does, so it's not going to be just an explosion. So it's not like we can all scuttle off into the next room,
It's a
trigger
floating
it,
sword, right?
and come back. Yeah, the floating sword
That's an
just
interesting
stick.
question.
Yeah, I said, Regdar, how does that floating sword thing work? Does it just hang out until it's like defeated, or does it go away after a certain amount of time? Does the ward reset afterwards?
With a 16, he cannot answer all of these questions, but he can answer the spell, as Regdar is aware of it, does last for 1 minute.
How mobile?
it's a pretty high level spell, right? Like
It is a 7th level spell.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty powerful magic that happens to take the form of a glowing flying sword. I think, it's the worst kind of flying sword you could deal with, probably.
Or the best kind, depending on where you're coming from.
Regdar is inclined to let sleeping sarcophagi lie, but
Yeah, we got no reason
Yeah.
to be poking around this thing yet.
I'm fine
Fair.
with that.
Maybe we find some later, but right now.
Shara, are you gonna take a peek through the next little curtain there?
Plus, we got
Yeah,
our
I
little halfling
rolled-
buddy.
I rolled a 26 to a stealth
Did you
check.
want him to touch it? We could leave the room. Hey, just
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay. You got a 26, you say?
That is what she
My
said.
internal map is telling me that is towards where the Minotaur was
Minotaurs.
headed. So
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
careful
but
over there.
Do we know
26.
that?
We should. We're
26 is
savvy
pretty good.
dungeoneers.
roll dungeoneering.
Oh, dear. All
We've
right.
probably
So,
been making a map
Shara,
as we go.
you very carefully and stealthily peek out of this smoky curtain, and you see a chamber that has stonework. It's noticeably different than the natural caverns that you have been in previously. This room is roughly hewn from the surrounding rock, never dressed or finished. In the middle of the floor is a strange symbol shaped like an overlapping circles cut into the stone with 2-inch wide channels. And once again, these descriptions always bury the lead. There are also, standing in this chamber, 2 minotaurs
Okay.
who have not seen you, it seems, because they do not
So-
react. They're kind of staring at each other.
Engaging. I'll turn around and come back and
That's
be
what
like,
minotaurs do.
no minotaurs that way. Like we're
There's
not
no
going that way.
minotaurs that way?
No
We're
minotaurs
not-
that way.
no,
Don't mind me.
no.
Just push.
Commas
We're not
are
going
important.
that way. There
All
are
I
at
need to hear.
least 2 minotaurs.
And these are different Minotaurs than the Minotaurs we previously saw?
Well, you
They
haven't
have
seen
name
it.
tags.
Yeah,
They-
I didn't get a great look.
Did one of them look like Chad? I forget the other Minotaur's name, but it wasn't Chad.
These minotaurs look like large beings with horns that are and hooves, cloven hooves. and stuff.
Ah,
Minotaurs,
so they're
is what you
Minotaurs.
say.
They're minotaurs. You have to have a lot of experience with minotaurs to be able to tell them apart.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Don't
Okay,
want any.
so we've determined that is not the way we want to go.
I will say, so I revealed it as well because there are 2 staircases that lead out of the room.
Well, maybe the
It's one staircase per minotaur, which isn't a great.
maybe the tic tac toe room is the way to go.
SPM, 1 SPM.
Yeah, it's feeling that
Mhm,
way.
mhm.
I don't know. Do we have any kind of an idea about how tough this air elemental is?
I believe you fought a couple of them before. So they're air elementals that are carrying.
Did we ever
all-
defeat one?
I don't remember if you've actually successfully defeated one. They wear plate armor, so that's pretty tough. They have a flail that you will remember can do a whole bunch of lightning
Yeah.
damage. They're pretty tough.
Were they intelligent? I don't remember.
They are not
Could
particularly.
they be reasoned
intelligent.
with? I guess is the
Can they,
question.
no, they
Yeah,
can't
can we
really be
bluff our way
reasoned.
We
past.
like them smart enough to be tricked, but not so smart that they see through our tricks.
Smart
Or
enough
not
that
so
we
smart
can
they
trick them.
trick us.
So they are. I don't know how much you know. Well, I will say that Shara, with her, or Zatasha, excuse me, with her experience in the air elemental cult will know that these are kind of summoned from the air elemental plane and given a task of, guard this room, so forth. And they basically do what they're told. It would be incredibly difficult to confuse one.
Got it.
All right. So we have a choice between fungus.
Right. Don't like it.
No.
Has fun in the name though.
What?
Two guys
what's
playing
wrong with-
Scrabble.
What's wrong with fungus, you guys?
It's the
Tic-tac-toe.
Gus that I had. Man, I
Or
don't
Scrabble,
like
I suppose.
Gus.
Oh,
Fungus
X.
killed our friend.
Oh, ooh, that's sad. But was it this particular kind of fungus?
Oh, there's lots of fungus. out
Stop to ask its name.
I mean, it might be worth once again sneaking through a little bit farther just to see what else is in that room. Maybe there is a great big sign that says "safety here" and an arrow, and
and we're gonna fall for that one.
yes.
The fungus
We
room,
walked
but
into a
also
pit.
we're going down when we go into that room, which makes me feel like
It was
it's
up.
Not where
It was
want
up.
to
I
go.
misspoke.
Oh, it was up.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
But
Wow.
there are like the puff balls, so
changes
I'm worried
everything.
about spores.
Yeah, I don't like
Oh.
any of that.
I vote for the door with the two guys.
It is. I mean, keep in mind, like there's probably not like just a fire exit behind the main room with the ziggurat and the altar. And it would be like, why didn't we come in this way? There was nothing here between us and the.
Do we have anybody that's immune or resistant to poisons or fungus or spores or anything? I'm
No.
guessing that's a
Like
no.
it
Well, what
really
I'll
angry.
say, what I'll
You
say
have
about
any
the air
big
elemental, and I
orbs?
know that it's dangerous and it's probably not wise for us, is that air elemental is going to, if we get past it, take us back to where we've already been.
What
Or
do you mean?
Yancy been. I mean, we actually
That's true
came
if it
through
is
that
there.
area,
Oh,
right?
right.
And then went down in the hole. So we would be at, if we want to go that direction, we would maybe, I think even Carlos would suggest we would at that point probably know where we were because we already have been through the air temple.
Yeah.
I don't know if that is a reason enough to go that way. I'm just gonna mention it in case.
I mean,
it's
we know
relevant.
where the giant dead worm is that we climbed up before, so if we can.
What else do we
Yeah.
remember about the air elementals? All I remember is getting a mark carved into my forehead, and
Good times.
yeah,
Which I think we've since healed in some way.
it has. Yeah, it's
What
gone.
else do you need to know? Really?
Let's see. You remember for this particular thing, they had a bunch of damage resistances. They've got a big flail. You do remember they attack 3 times a round.
That's
Yeah,
right.
multi-attack. I remember
I
that.
love that.
Yeah, that's about it. And they're wearing plate armor, so they're hard to hit. And they can
I mean,
fly.
it would be lovely to find a place where we could actually take a long rest. And I don't know if that's the thing that we're going to find around
Well, if we can
here.
find a place, if we get back to that air elemental temple and we can find one of the deserted rooms, we can potentially rest.
Oh
up
yeah, I
there.
mean, I know my way in and out all around the
Yeah,
So
you know your
the
way
that
city
around.
may be our
itself.
best way to go. Is if we can, if it turns out the opposite side of that curtain has places we've been, I think we can probably find a place where we can at least hole up and sleep for the night.
And let me tell you, there's lots of bodies to like crouch behind if you need to.
Or where.
you need to hide.
As disguises.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we thinking we'll like just go in and make a break for it? Like,
Or do we want to plan some sort of structured attack against it?
Can we grab one of the corpses, pull it through the door, and then carve that symbol into its head and push it back in as a distraction?
We could absolutely do that. I'm not sure if it would work, but we could try it.
It's a thing.
But I don't know if it would work because it's a corpse. So
As
it's-
far
I
as the
think as
thing that
far
was
as we
keeping
saw, once something was dead, it wasn't paying attention anymore.
I don't remember.
Actually, I wasn't there. Never mind.
Roll
there.
Zatasha, roll a perception check.
12. 13. Math
Carry
is
on
hard.
your conversation.
Mhm,
That's not that doesn't seem good.
mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, if it gets you attack 3 times a turn,
But it's
even
just
if we
one
run past
critter.
it, that's a couple of attacks.
Yeah.
And it could alert others. And we don't know
Or-
what's in the room on the other side, so we could run past it and run into something even worse and then be sandwiched.
Are we just like totally dispensing with the idea that we just fight it?
I'd
That's
be
what I
okay
was
fighting
thinking.
it.
Yeah.
Also, again, I can
I mean-
become invisible. We don't know for sure that it's not going to be able, or that it's going to be able to detect me.
Jessica's gonna save herself.
No, I just want to know if there's any point, if the other end of this cavern doesn't have something that's familiar to us, then maybe we're wasting our time fighting this thing.
Well, I mean, what are we doing?
What
We're
are
trying
we
to
doing?
get somewhere where we can rest. For
You
starters,
are, yes, you're trying to rest. You're also
I
ultimately
suggest
trying to
behind
stop
the
these
door.
profits.
Behind the
I'm still
door.
voting behind the door
You
because you can close the door
Vote
behind
for
you.
tic-tac-toe.
Unless
Yep.
there are 6 other doors in that room.
Also, there's an awesome tic-tac-toe game going on. We could sit here and debate this all night, but I feel like we should do something. None of these answers are perfect.
Yeah.
Tony's right. None of these answers are like the door we go out and it's like, we want a new car.
Yeah.
Well, you
We
don't
know-
know.
This
we
is
know
the
what-
inner sanctum, right? We have to emerge back out into the place that's next to the inner sanctum. It's not going to be just like some tumbleweeds and
And
a
you'll-
door that says secret, right?
You'll remember, so you can extrapolate based on your experiences, that the elemental node was at the bottom. You've been in the air elemental node, right, which was underneath the Howling Wind Temple. And the Howling Wind Temple was underneath this temple, this level that you're in now. So you
Temple's
can
all the way
imagine
down.
that the other temples and elemental nodes are very similarly structured.
all right. Well, we know about the air elemental. We don't know what's behind the door.
And
Somebody
we
wanna
don't
pop
know
open
what's
the
in
door
that
and
fungus
try to
room.
find out. And that's true too.
Except for some fungus.
I'm strongly suddenly feeling like door. Door is the answer.
Amal
Okay.
is good at
Yep.
Amal
only
is
one
left
game, and it's not
and
tic-tac-toe.
done.
I'm hello.
I feel
what,
better
what
about
are
the
you
door.
doing?
All right, let's. So what are we going to do with the door then?
Amlal is
Is-
going to crack open the door and peek inside.
Whoa!
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Why? It's a door. What else
That's
are we gonna
not
do
the
with
game
it?
you're
You
good
want to have a
at.
conversation with the door?
No,
gotta
somebody
wait
needs to
till we
have a
get over
conversation
there.
with whoever's on the other side
You
of
do
it.
have to ask if it's a mimic or not, but
That's true.
All right, you're right. That's my bad.
Yeah.
I was
Dan, we
thinking
just
sending-
Dan,
I was close.
Amal, you're the ideas guy. Let us worry about execution.
Kachka's going to apply a little oil to the hinges and try to crack open the door and get a look inside without attracting.
See, that's how you stealth
Buy
the
the door
door,
dinner
Amal.
first.
all right. So Umla you guys were all discussing things, and as you were discussing, Umla was slowly leaving the room and kind of edging towards this other room, and you realized what was happening. So you all rushed after him as he broke into a run to open this door, and you've restrained him, and now Ketchka's trying to be
Just
very
Love
stealthily.
doors so much.
I feel like this halfling is starting to think twice about following us.
Yeah,
This
wise-
one.
wise-
Strapped to my back. It's fine.
When a halfling
Uh,
thinks twice, does he really think once?
Oh,
Wow.
racist. Okay, so Ketchka, are you rolling a stealth check to
I sure am.
stealthily? All right, and I will say you get advantage because you greased the hinges.
Well, the first roll was a 24 and the second roll was a 23. So I'll take that 24.
Well, you're supposed to. All right, yeah, I reveal
I
unto
think it's what
you
Scott was saying.
what you see. Weird crystals jut from the walls and the floor of this ancient hall, giving off violet light. On the east side, these crystals form a distinct doorway or gate, beyond which the floor slopes downward. 2 huge bedrolls and barrels full of provisions are in the southern end of the room. Also, once again, not in the description, but of note, there are 2 giants in this room. Around, they're both sitting on opposite sides of this crudely drawn tic-tac-toe board that seems to be, they're using rocks of different colors to denote X's and O's, although in the moment you hear one say, "Maul, I blue," and the other one says, "No, you red X," and he's, "No, blue X," and now they're just yelling at each other about which the
Edgar
rocks are.
whispers to somebody, "I think we might be able to bluff past these guys."
And
I don't even know you're supposed to use O's and X's.
let's see here, perception.
This is going to be
Okay.
the weirdest episode
They're
of
just-
Hollywood Squares ever.
They're just yelling at each other.
All right.
Well, there
quietly
was the
close
bad
the
news
door
that
and let
this door
everybody
has
know.
more doors behind it. So
Yes, there are doors, and then there's this weird
Mordor.
kind of
but also
this
beds. So
area is giving off some weird crystally glows.
Interesting.
I guess it is bad news. One does not simply walk through more doors.
yeah,
Mhm.
bad news.
So we can either end here at the unveiling the giants, because it's now 10:30, or we could play this encounter and then after that. So after that, I leave it to you, my players.
I still want to know what's in that fungus room.
That was
To the
not one of the
fungus room!
options, but we could also go to the fungus room.
I mean, Kachka shut the door to
Yeah.
tell us what was in there. So
Yeah.
Opening doors, having a dungeon master read the description to them, and then deciding we don't want any of that is a classic D&D experience.
Yep.
That is also
About
fun.
90% of the game.
I
Well,
have
I-
redesigned my dungeons based on that.
I take back my options earlier and say either we could just end here or we can continue to play. So whichever you would like to do.
Well, I think Zatasha, if you want to check out that fungus room, you might be going on your own because everybody else is a little gun shy about fungus. But
just want to look in and see, like, it's down. How far down? Is there anything in there?
It's up.
be my guest.
It's up.
Oh, right.
So
Yay.
first-
See, up's good.
So
We
you've
like
already
up.
learned something.
All right. Go check it out.
All right, hang on. I'm switching back to my nomadic chameleon discipline.
If she's not back, if Zatasha is not back in the next 20 minutes,
Tread
then I
carefully.
guess we need a new party member.
In fact, I'm going to give you a quick bardic inspiration for your trip in there in case you need to make a saving throw
Thank you.
or an ability check while you're there.
All right. My stealth check ain't that great. But we
I don't
didn't
think
see
the
anybody
fungus
first time.
cares if you're there is noise sensitive fungus, so
All right. Well, I only got a 9 on my stealth check, so I am.
I don't think your D6 is going to help that much.
Yeah, probably not.
All right. So tell me where you're going.
I am going to the top of the stairs to see if I can see anything farther.
Okay. Well, I need to go further up on the map and I will reveal more things for you.
Like poking my head like over.
Kachka will come far
Um,
enough through that she's at the bottom of the stairs in case somebody needs to come and
So
provide
probably
support.
where you are, that's what you can see. So there's lots of weird fungus all over the place, very large fungi.
and Carlos
There's
is running in.
Carlos pops
another-
into because he loves fungus rooms.
there's a staircase
Who doesn't?
leading down to the north, and you sense that the cavern is a large cavern. You know how you've been in. I don't know if you've ever been in a very large room that is dark, but you can sense that it's larger than you think, and so
Tell me more about very large rooms.
it's a very large room.
And then I'm just gonna take one more step in to see if I peek around this corner from here, or like
Sure.
over there.
It continues down
All right.
to the south. It's very
And
large.
did-
There
was
does seem
the-
to be a path that is leading to the north to that staircase, and then there's another path kind of in the middle leading to the south.
And did you say that the fungus was phosphorescent, or am I just seeing with my
Uh,
dark vision?
It is very dim light, so you're seeing with
Okay.
your dark vision and a little bit of this dim light.
I will just go back to the group and tell them there's a path through the middle of the fungus. I can't see anybody. Did I hear anything?
You heard water dripping.
Does
Yeah,
the path go to the
that's it.
south or to the other set of stairs?
There are two paths. One toward the stairs, which the stairs then go down.
Gotcha.
And then there's another path to the south. I didn't go in any farther, just in case. But
Does it appear to have been a recently tread path?
did I notice any footprints or anything?
It seems like it's a well-trodden path, but you
Alright.
didn't notice any particular recent activity.
Well, there's no giants.
There's no giants. There's
Yeah.
no air elementals. There's
There's a
a lot of
path.
fungus. But
I'm
there's
okay
a
if
path
there's a
that's
path.
been fairly well trodden. So like somebody or something has used that path and has not gotten killed in the middle of the path. I can tell you that.
Mm.
Love it.
Or if they have, they've been dissolved by the fungus.
I hate it.
We're the
Sure.
optimist.
Always look on the
Depends on your world. Yeah, it depends on your
One or
worldview,
the other.
really.
At least
Yeah.
we'll leave a clean room behind. That's nice to know.
Yep. All right. I'm okay going through it, knowing that there are pathways.
Self-cleaning dungeon.
Amlal gives one last wistful look at the door in the tic-tac-toe game. And
There might be a door down here too.
We can play
Ooh.
tic-tac-toe
I'll play.
later.
Yeah, I'll
Amal.
play
Okay.
tic-tac-toe with you later.
All right.
All right, so you're gonna enter the.
I think one person should go first.
That is
And if they
traditionally how it
die-
works.
How it works.
You don't want us to
Well.
just lock arms in arms and try and put 5 people in a row through this tiny passage.
No, I'm thinking
Hey,
one
hey,
person
with the
should go
monkey.
all by themselves first.
All right, Kachka.
Oh.
Go against that.
So
I
that if
will
we
do
do
it
kick
since-
up like a big storm of fungus, not everybody is poisoned at once. But if you want to
Oh, yeah.
continue making funny jokes, go
I
ahead.
was the one that suggested this, so I can
Snap.
I can go first.
Steve, now you know how it feels to try to run this game. Being
do.
constantly interrupted by funny jokes.
Funny.
Jokes.
I could
Sooner
hear the
or later,
quotation
that's
marks. in
bound to
Scott's
happen.
voice.
Someday Steve will
Zatasha,
run a
you
game
doing-
and then
you
he'll
doing the
he'll
thing?
pay.
I,
Or,
can, I feel like this was my idea.
Okay.
So
All right,
I, will,
I was
Zatasha,
actually
tell
going to
me-
volunteer, but you
I
are
will go
certainly welcome to
first
it.
with my mastery of air discipline up. So
Are you boldly entering this room?
no, I am gonna go as quietly as possible as well.
Okay. Give
Um,
me a perception. Not a perception. Stealth check.
Stealth check. Okay. This time I have a different discipline up, so I do not get my advantage. So my stealth check is only a 15.
Alrighty. So tell me where you are going.
All right, so I'm staying in as close to the middle of this path as possible, and just very carefully, like just one step at a time. And I'm going to head toward the south. Is that right?
Yep.
Guys.
Oh, there is a
Yeah.
southern way, but I
Yep.
don't know which way you're going. Go ahead.
I basically I wanted to kind of go out to here so that I can see more of the room, and like if I
gotcha.
see something nasty, I'm not going to keep walking forward.
And you have dark vision. How far is your dark? Well, it's
60 feet.
dimly illuminated, so I'll say you can see that there seems to be a passageway down here and some stairs leading down. And now give me a perception check.
Sure. Perception 19.
You hear the distant sound of kind of like crashing water.
Ah,
And does it sound like that's coming from the north or the south?
From the south.
All right. I
Is it
wanna-
a torrent of water, maybe?
Does it
does it
sound
sound
like a
it's
torrent?
Could
plunging.
be. It does. Now, how far is Natasha going? What are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna go until basically each one step at a time until I can see this other darkened corner.
Okay. Then you will need to go probably maybe a couple more squares down.
Why don't we all move at least into the entryway of the
Yeah.
chamber?
We're
Since
watching
it's
our
so
progress.
Now,
Let's
everybody,
keep-
you should stop there, Zatasha. Everyone,
Sure.
give me. Well, everyone, put yourselves where you want to be. This is where everyone
Going
wants to be.
back to the room of the giants.
All right, Shara.
I'm not like in the mushrooms, but there's no way to put my thing in the middle there.
Amongst the
I'm-
mushrooms.
yeah.
but-
The trail is not
Hovering.
exactly.
Yeah.
I would say don't tread into the mushroom room until we're certain, but whatever.
This is your final call. Place your character where they are, and then whatever is about to happen will happen.
I'm here, but like to the south a little. Like I don't. My token
in the
takes
middle
up
of the path.
whole- yeah,
Like,
in the
you're
middle
like
of the
back
path.
here.
I gotcha.
Or maybe one step back. I don't know.
Well, Shara, give me a perception check, and you too, Zatasha.
Natural 20
22.
for 25.
All
High
right.
five.
So, Shara, you notice that I cannot select this thing. There we go. But sadly, Zatasha does not. Descending from
Really?
the ceiling
I had a
of the
22.
oh, a 22. I thought you said a 2.
No, 22.
Then you both notice descending from the ceiling something that resembles a bulbous floating brain. The things that takes it only resembles a bulbous floating brain because this brain has a wide, sharp beak and 10 long tentacles that are kind of writhing towards you. And we'll roll initiative when next we play.
Beak
Okay.
brain.
I know. Tony knows what that is. I don't know if Regdar knows what that is.
Yeah.
That is a grell for
Yeah.
those.
Oh no.
And I think
I mean, guess what? We weren't going to meet something great. Yeah.
Hello,
it's-
weary travelers.
Yeah, it's
Welcome
the
to
monster.
my inn.
Yeah, the monster that dispenses free food and tells you lovely stories. I'm just so lonely. I'm only looking
a
to expand
Muppet.
my social network.
I love those
Um,
guys.
That
More of
guy's
those guys.
definitely a Muppet. Totally a Muppet.
Yeah.
So I'm showing you what a grell looks like. There you go.
Don't like it.
It's probably friendly.
Kind of cute, actually.
Wow, and the tentacles end in barbs too.
Yeah.
Literally.
No, they are
Mm-mm.
barbed, yes. All right. Do we have another date already? I think maybe.
I think
I-
so.
Do we?
Maybe not. I don't know.
The second.
I thought we had a November date.
Yeah, I think it's
There
November.
actually
November
isn't.
Second.
Yep.
Anything happening in early November? Nah.
Yeah.
Wow.
My birthday.
Very
Oh,
quiet.
there you go.
Yay.
Some good news.
The
Well,
day
we-
before the second.
Oh, there you go. Well,
They call
happy-
that the first.
What?
I don't think anything's happening anytime early that month, so it's fine.
Nope.
Daylight saving
All
time
right.
ends.
All right.
Well then,
All right.
send me your files. I guess.
All right.
Mm.
Bye, live stream.
It's
Bye.
the usual.
Bye.
Goodbye to the live stream. I need to